Liam Lawson is officially moving to the Red Bull team for the 2025 F1 season, as Sergio Perez has been dropped from the team before the season even gets underway. But what does this mean? Why has it happened? And why is Liam Lawson now under an immense amount of pressure? Well, in this video today, I am going to be discussing just that and more. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 content. But now, let's get into the video. Yep, Sergio Perez has been dropped from the Red Bull team, but why has this happened? Max Verstappen in 2024 won the Drivers' World Championship. However, teammate Sergio Perez only finished 8th in the Drivers' Championship, and this ultimately meant that Red Bull lost the Constructors' Championship, and they even finished below 2nd place as they finished in 3rd place, which given where they were in 2022 and 2023 was frankly unacceptable. The team has enjoyed a lot of success over the last couple of years, but in 2024 the car did lose its advantage. However, when that happened, Sergio Perez found himself massively underperforming and going out consistently in Q1 and Q2. While in some races he did manage to recover, in far too many it meant that he finished way below where he really needed to be, and with the field as tight as it is in 2024, finishing down in 8th, 9th and 10th is really not enough for a Red Bull driver. This was easily Sergio Perez's worst season in Red Bull, and there was a fear that this would continue in 2025. The field is expected to be tight and competitive once again in the coming season, and there is too much of a risk for Red Bull with him not being able to extract the right amount of performance from the car. This, mixed with Perez getting towards the end of his career, I think could have been the trigger for the team. We also saw in 2023 that the performance of Sergio dropped as the season went on, so it was not like this was a one-off occurrence. The rumours were growing as the season started to wind down that Perez would not be in the seat for 2025. He did his best to try and put the rumours to bed, but they would not go away and they continued to persist, and it looks like now those rumours were actually true. We also saw with Sergio that because he was down the field, he was getting caught up in incidents. In Brazil, Perez dropped the car in the wet, in Qatar he lost the car under the safety car, and finally in Abu Dhabi, Perez got caught up in an incident on the first lap. Not to mention that in Mexico he found himself battling with Liam Lawson in the VCARB. These all together don't help the case for Sergio Perez. A full season of this in 2025 and Red Bull might have found themselves dropping to 4th in the Constructors' Championship if Mercedes found more performance. All of this together is pretty much why Sergio Perez has unfortunately lost his seat. Liam Lawson then has been the one who looks like he will be getting the seat and getting the promotion to Red Bull, and it's fair to say he has had an interesting rise. Some would say it was somewhat undeserved when compared to Yuki Tsunoda, but the Red Bull team have chosen to go with Liam. Lawson made his debut in 2023, filling in for Daniel Ricciardo when Ricciardo broke his hand in an incident at Zandvoort, and during that time in 2023 he impressed a lot of people, one of those being myself, and I thought he deserved a full-time seat for the 2024 season. He didn't get that as Ricciardo returned, but with Ricciardo not producing the results that was expected of him, Daniel was then dropped in favour of Liam Lawson. During this second run in 2024, Liam found himself getting on the wrong side of Fernando Alonso and also Sergio Perez. We saw some good and also aggressive racing from him, but maybe not the overall speed of Yuki Tsunoda. Red Bull, however, seemed to be impressed with the performance being put in by Liam Lawson, and that means that he has been the one to be promoted to Red Bull, not Yuki Tsunoda, which also means that Liam Lawson's first full season in Formula 1 will be with the Red Bull team, not the Racing Bulls team. In my opinion, I think Tsunoda should have gotten the shot instead of Liam, but I kind of understand why they went with who they did. Yuki has had a couple of good seasons, however it did take him 4 seasons to get there. 2021 and 2022 were not strong seasons, and really Tsunoda was lucky to still be in a seat for 2023. But I do have to say in 2023 and 2024, Yuki had some great races and really showed his talent. But I think there was a fear from Red Bull that it took him just a little bit too long to get there, whereas Liam Lawson has showed that he can jump into the car and be competitive from the get-go. So what does this mean for Sergio Perez? Well, I think it means we have seen the last of Perez racing in F1. The Mexican driver joined in 2011 and shocked pretty much everyone with his performances in the Sauber team, particularly at Monza and Malaysia in 2012. A call up to McLaren didn't really work out for him, but then he did have a long, strong stint at Force India, which saw him score multiple podiums and even a race win. This meant that Red Bull were confident that he could do the job after dropping Alex Albon, and with some wins and plenty of podiums under his belt, it is fair to say Sergio Perez did what they kind of needed him to do for most seasons. Perez will be remembered as a driver in F1 who frankly overachieved what he was meant to achieve. Going into his career, I don't think anyone really expected Sergio Perez to last more than 3 or 4 years, let alone have a 13-year career. I just want to say if you are enjoying the video so far, then I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 content. But now, let's get back to the video. So, what does this mean for the Racing Bull team? Well, Yuki Tsunoda is contracted to the Racing Bulls for 2025. I highly doubt Sergio Perez will drop down to the Racing Bulls team either. Instead, I can see Isack Hadjar joining the team. Hadjar was the runner-up in this year's F2 Championship and has shown some very solid performances. He did show his inexperience during FP1 in Abu Dhabi, but I can see him performing very well against Tsunoda. I do think Yuki will beat Hadjar though, it has to be said. As for Tsunoda, what's next for him? To be honest, I can see him leaving the Red Bull family after the 2025 season is over. He is close with the Honda board, so I can potentially see him either moving to Aston Martin, provided Lance Stroll somehow loses his seat, or going out of his own way in motorsport. Hopefully it doesn't mean that it is the end of the road for Yuki Tsunoda in F1, but if it did, then I am sure he will find plenty of success racing in either Formula E, IndyCar, or the World Endurance Championship. So, why is Liam Lawson now under an immense amount of pressure to perform? The reason is pretty straightforward. Red Bull have signed Liam Lawson to help them win the Constructors' Championship. There is simply no other reason. Otherwise, they would have stuck with Sergio Perez, who is already contracted to them. This means that Liam Lawson needs to perform pretty quickly. I think Red Bull might give him some leeway, but I don't think there will be too much of it. Lawson needs to make sure he is fighting for Q3 every single race weekend and fighting in the top 5 as often as possible. Failing to do that, I can see his first full-time season in F1 potentially being one of his last, which would be a shame. Red Bull will be comparing him to Max Verstappen as well, which has killed plenty of people's careers at the top team. Simply put, it is sink or swim time for Liam Lawson. The big positive for Lawson is he has at least showed that he is not afraid of getting his elbows out and battling cars that are faster. As I mentioned, he did a good job of annoying Alonso and Perez on track. He shouldn't have been anywhere near battling Sergio, but he was, and he was giving him a hard time as well. And this is what Red Bull wants to see from their drivers. So, the question is, will it pay off for Red Bull? If I'm completely honest, I don't think it will really help Red Bull win the Constructors' Championship in 2025. I don't think Red Bull are going to be fast enough in general. But I do think they will be in a better position and competing at the front more regularly with both drivers. But that is just my opinion. The question is, what do you guys think will happen with Liam Lawson in Red Bull? In the comment section down below, please do let me know. And as always, comment, leave a like and subscribe for more F1 content. Thank you all so much for watching.